the Prime Minister Julia Gillard has urged business and union leaders to speak up for the Australian economy. In her opening address to the government's Economic Forum, Ms Gillard told delegates Australia's economy is growing while other world economies are slowing down.
The forum will look at ways to lower company tax and deal with the mining boom. The opposition, though, has labelled it a political stunt. For more, Jason Om joins us now from Canberra. Jason, great to see you this morning. A fairly positive speech by the Prime Minister there.
Well, good morning, Michael. This speech was all about setting the tone for today's agenda at this business forum in Brisbane. She mentioned two things that she wanted to address today, and they were the issues of labour mobility, the ability of workers to take advantage of the mining boom and work at these far-flung projects. She thinks that workers need more convincing about taking those opportunities and might need more incentives. She also talked about company tax, about lowering company tax. Obviously, the government has said before that it couldn't get its company tax cut through the Parliament. She wants that addressed today with business leaders. And she also spent a great deal of the speech talking up the Australian economy, comparing the economy to other countries, and in comparison, the figures show that Australia's economy is steaming ahead. And here's what she had to say last night.
The bad news from overseas is making more noise at the moment than hailstones on a tin roof. Those of us who know how strong our economy is overall really do have to speak up to be heard. We know it's in the interests of business that confidence grows. We know it's in the interests of working people that confidence grows too. We all need investment to flow, we all need jobs to grow, we all need consumers to spend.
So some very positive language from the Prime Minister there last night. I note that the opposite of speaking up about the economy is talking down the economy, and that seems to play into Labor's narrative against Tony Abbott.
Now, Jason, there was another speech happening last night that was attracting almost as much attention as the Prime Minister's words.
Yes, that speech was from the National Secretary of the Health Services Union, Cathy Jackson, and I think a lot of union members might be waking up this morning scratching their heads, wondering why a unionist might be speaking at the H.R. Nichols Society in Melbourne. The society is considered Australia's most conservative industrial relations club. But Cathy Jackson was there. She launched an attack on the union movement, saying that the union movement needed to be covered by corporate law, that the corporate law needed to be extended to the union movement, and effectively she's saying that unions need to be cleaned up. She also attacked Fair Work Australia, the industrial relations regulator, in light of its investigation into the HSU and the Craig Thompson affair, and here's what she had to say last night.
Despite the special role of unions, it's very clear that unions are, at the end of the day, corporations, albeit ones created under the provisions of the Fair Work Act. Particularly in the light of the HSU controversy, I believe there is a very strong case for extending to the full extent possible and applicable the same governance, investigation and enforcement provisions that apply to other corporations, generally those registered under the Corporations Act, to unions.
And she says that she wanted to address these issues with the Workplace Relations Minister, Bill Shorten, but she says that he has refused to meet her, and she's launching a colourful attack on him, saying that he's just a factional warlord using unions for his own means, and that, to quote her, she's compared him to Dracula running a blood bank. So some very colourful language from Cathy Jackson there, which will further put her offside with her union colleagues.
It won't take much. Jason Om in Canberra. We'll leave it there. We'll catch up with you a bit later in the morning.